Hi, I'm First Lady Michelle Obama, and this is Trailers from Hell. Today we're going to look at the trailer, unfortunately panned and scanned, of the Panavision, although you won't see it like that, Tora, 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 the 20th Century Fox Elmo Williams Richard Fleischer production, famous for the picture that fired Kurosawa. I was a mailboy when they were shooting. They shot most of it in Hawaii at Pearl Harbor. Kurosawa was hired, the great Akira Kurosawa, to do the Japanese segment. And they built this spectacular set in Japan on a cliff of the top of an aircraft carrier. And Kurosawa spent weeks and weeks and weeks every dawn shooting the Zeros taking off, and spectacular footage. And the studio kept going, okay, we have it. But I think it was like more than 12 weeks of takeoffs, dawn takeoffs. And Elmo Williams went to Japan and informed Mr. Kurosawa that they had the scene. Thank you. Can we move on? And Kurosawa felt he had not captured it, and he was fired, which was a big deal. So some other Japanese guys came in, including, Joe tells me, the director of Green Slime. The Japanese stuff is actually pretty good in the picture.
Why was one nation unprepared while another was geared for war? Why did the plan for the sneak attack split the Japanese high command wide open?
The fleet should have stayed in San Diego where it belongs. I made the mistake of pointing that out to Roosevelt.
The actual attack is pretty good. They shot the miniatures right across from the Pico lot. It's now Century City. It was right on Olympic in this huge tank, and the miniatures were very cool because they were gigantic. They were like 30 feet. And that was, I used to go watch. It was very fun. And the only other thing I can tell you is a lot of those buildings are actually Fox administration buildings, as they used to look, that you see the sailors coming in and out of. My favorite piece, though, is they took one of the sound stages and painted the side battleship gray and put that little railing on the side. And they had low angles, and they would just have explosions. So you'd see the top of the fireball, and then stunt guys go over the side. It was very cool. Listen, very fun working at a studio back then. Anyway, this is not a bad movie. Michael Bay's Pearl Harbor film makes this look like Battleship Potemkin. This movie actually doesn't distort facts and change things. I hated Pearl Harbor, that movie. It really pissed me off. But this is actually not a bad film. There's a wonderful scene with George McCready as Cordell Hull being outraged and expelling the Japanese ambassadors in Washington, D.C. It's sort of like, I'm shocked that you would bomb us. It does make the Japanese Navy look a lot more efficient than the American Navy. Beautiful flying stuff. Kurosawa shot all the taking off of the Zeros at dawn, but nothing else. That's the one black man. I think Cuba Gooding played him. He's a very famous guy. He, by the way, at this point in the U.S. Navy, African Americans could only work in the kitchen. I like this movie. It's kind of low budget in parts. Oh, this is a famous stunt gone wrong, but because we're seeing it cut off like this, panned and scanned, you miss. Now watch, they'll do a cut, and you see the rest of it with this propeller come flying across. Well, there it is. It's an amazing shot because you see a stuntman running like hell to get out of the way. In Panavision, it's very impressive.